Hey guys, Constance here. So it is currently Sunday afternoon and I thought I would come out here and do a little bit of a coffee chat since Mr. Smith just brewed me a pot of coffee. Gotta love a man who brews his wife coffee. So back in the day when Mr. Smith was still active duty Army and we didn't have the homestead, he used to get up before me in the mornings and he would brew me a cup of coffee and set it on my nightstand, and I would wake up to the aroma of a freshly brewed mug of coffee waiting for me there in the bedroom. Nowadays he doesn't fix me a cup of coffee to put on my nightstand because I get up before he does. Life changes. It's a new season. We've got the homestead and everything, and that's just how life is nowadays, which is one of the reasons I like having the coffee maker that I can set up on the timer so I can just get up to a brewed pot waiting for me in the kitchen. So yes, I know it is February 2nd and I'm out here in a tank top, but what can I say? I'm hot-natured nowadays. Didn't used to be, but I am now. And you probably hear Ute sniffing at the window. I have the windows cracked because it is beautiful out here today. It's about, I don't know, 60-something degrees. It's mostly sunny and it's just a beautiful day. Unfortunately, it's the only day it's going to be like this because it's going to start raining tomorrow. Heavens to Betsy. But if the weatherman is right, at around the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's supposed to clear up, and oh, the kitties are running up the driveway. They must have heard my voice. What time is it? Oh, it's getting close to their dinner time. That's why they came running up the driveway. But anyways, hopefully the weatherman is right and it does clear up this weekend so that we can go and get supplies so I can finish my ceiling. I feel like a broken record. And now the sun is setting over there and the camera is probably going to be getting blown out here in a second. So I'm probably going to need to move. Still broody. Still broody. So we are finally getting eggs again, more than 2 or 3 a day. This is a lovely sight. So I have not done an egg meetup for egg sales in ages because I haven't had enough eggs to sell, and my friends in the city who buy eggs from me have been forced to buy store eggs, and I know they hate doing that, but it looks like I'll have eggs once again for taking in to sell, and this spring when we get our new chicks, that will of course add to the numbers once those chicks start laying. So this is a good thing. Alrighty, so I moved out here to the back porch. As you can see, I decided to put the swing out here since, you know, I wanted a little less stuff on the front porch because I felt like it was looking a little bit cluttered. Plus I need to do a good pressure washing out there, so the less stuff that's out there on the porch, the easier the job is going to be. And I like being able to sit out here because the back porch gives me a view of the pasture, and I absolutely love sitting out here in the mornings and looking out on the pasture and watching for deer and watching the mist. That is my favorite thing about our homestead. It is one of the things that just absolutely stole my heart about our homestead here, was the very first morning that I woke up here. Mr. Smith was in Saudi, overseas doing a contract job, and me and Jack moved in all by ourselves. Well, we had movers since we were in the process of retiring from Army life. The Army will move you one more time at the end of your contract to wherever it is that you want to go. And now my eye just started watering. And so the movers came, they packed us up, and the next day they delivered everything here. But I had that one first night, slept on an air mattress, got up that morning to an empty house, and stepped out here on the back porch and looked out there and saw that for the very first time, that morning mist just swirling across the pasture, and off in the woods I could actually hear turkeys gobbling. You know, when we bought this property and we had the opportunity to take a blank slate, a property that just had a house and a barn shed and nothing else, just the land, and it was the chance to create our forever home. And so we knew when we bought the house, because we had gone back and forth between this house and another house that was actually also in Hartselle. But that house was built like in the 50s, and it had character, and we loved the house. But the land just wasn't right. It was claustrophobic, and it was surrounded by people. And out here, while the house had no charm to speak of, very cookie cutter, very plain Jane, it was a blank slate, and it had the land and it had the space that we needed to do what we want, to live the dream that we've had for so long. And man, that first morning with the mist and the turkeys, that was the best morning. So like I said, we've been in the process ever so slowly of creating the character and creating the feel in the house, giving it that farmhouse feel. The kitchen was really the big thing. The kitchen just, because of the original owner's oven fire, it needed an overhaul. And so I've been slowly here and there working on the kitchen, and it is almost finished. And we just have that little final stretch to go. And the next big thing for the house is going to be the floor. I really hate having carpet in my house. I've always hated having carpet, especially because we have pets, and I don't like it. It holds dirt and grossness, and I don't even want to think about what all is in carpet. But at the same time, we've got 4 dogs, and any flooring that we replace the carpet with needs to be something that is durable. It needs to be something that is, quite frankly, easy on the wallet, and it needs something that doesn't have a wait period before you walk on it. It needs to be immediately usable. Now, a couple months ago, a good friend of mine gave me her hardwood flooring. It's the kind that kind of locks together and just goes in. And I love the flooring, and originally I was going to use that. However, I don't think it's going to be enough to do everything that I actually want to do. The living room, of course, is first and foremost, and then, of course, the hallway, but I want to get rid of the bedroom carpet as well. And so, after doing a little bit of research, I think what we are leaning towards is the vinyl plank flooring, because vinyl's come a long way. And we had flooring in Alaska in our downstairs that looked just like hardwood floors, but it wasn't hardwood floors. It was vinyl plank flooring, and I loved it. I loved how easy it was to clean, how easy it was to care for. There was really no upkeep for it, and if you had a piece get damaged, you could replace it with a plank. So that is what we are going to go with for the house. And really, I think we're going to do that throughout the entire house. Replace the flooring in the kitchen and my office and just make it all cohesive throughout the house. I think that'll be the best option, because there is some damage to our flooring that's in the kitchen. When I was taking down the wood over the kitchen sink, I unscrewed the pieces and it slipped out of my hand, and it was a solid piece of wood, because our kitchen cabinets are solid oak, heavy duty cabinets, and when that piece fell, it put a huge gouge in the middle of the kitchen floor. So that definitely needs to go. And then when we were moving in, we used metal ramps that are designed for putting equipment up into like the back of a truck. We used those to take the washing machine and dryer out of the house and into the back of a truck, and it gouged the floor by the door, which is covered with a rug. But you know, if we're going to go through the process of replacing all of that flooring, we might as well just do it all. So that'll be the next big project in the house once the kitchen is finished. So those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I went to a women's Christian conference over the weekend. It's an annual conference that is held in Hartselle, Alabama. It's hosted by a local church, and I went last year and I had a really good time. I really enjoyed the conference. Last year I had a conflict and I wasn't able to go for the entire thing, but the portion of it that I was able to attend, I really enjoyed. So as soon as I saw that registration was available for this year's, I immediately got on there and registered to go. Had a great time, and it was very nourishing, as well as entertaining at certain points. The conference is called Women United. It is a fantastic conference. So if that is something that interests you and you are anywhere near northern Alabama, I will put the link down below so you can find out more information about it. And you can actually already register for next year's conference, which I have already done, and I registered a friend of mine to go as well because I know she would love it. Alrighty, so I'm going to head into the house and get supper going in the kitchen and gear myself up for a busy couple of days and getting the rest of my work done. And then after that, I will be able to breathe a sigh of relief. So thanks for hanging out with me here at the homestead. I hope you have a wonderful week. And until next time, love and blessings.